Hello and welcome to another installment of Comparative Reasoning. I'm your host, Sidra Kennedy, and today I want to send a little message that snow is awesome, and yet it's not. So let me just get what I enjoy about snow out of the way, and I'm appealing to both sides here. All right, so cut me a little slack. So snow is beautiful. It's just falling ice, in a nice, beautiful, gentle pattern. And what's so amazing about snow is if you ever watch it fall, you can see the direction and directions of wind. I love it. It's amazing. Always amazing. Look outside, you see the snow flurries. You can't help but feel a little woo inside. You can, pretty much give tribute to your childhood for that. You couldn't wait for snow, whether it was just because it was snow and all the good that was being surrounded by it, or you got out of school. Can't do that today. That's part of the and yet. Think about all the things you can do with snow. Now, I am not going to get into colorism. I'm not going to get into race and stuff like that. I just want to point out the awesome things you can do and or see, experience, enjoy wholeheartedly about snow. Snowboarding, snow tubing. If the snow is compact enough, although there are various forms of snow, slide down the snow. Just run and jump and slide down that hill, man. It's just, or girl, I just say man in general, colloquialism, but just enjoy it. If you're there, enjoy it. Enjoy it while it's there. And if it's always there, then that's one of the and yet, but yet it's still awesome. Hopefully, if you're always around the snow, you have learned to adjust to it. I enjoy watching the snow, feeling that snowfall hit me on the face. Always beautiful. Always it's a pleasure for me. And that is also coming from the fact that I live in the bubble of not having snow that often here in North Carolina. It's just, when it comes to snow, I've had some of my most epic, fun, and exhausting times in it. Snow, I tried as a kid to make an igloo. Didn't know how, saw it on TV, saw it was in blocks. I had a toys futuristic space shuttle that I could put the snow in, close the bay doors, open it, and it comes out brick shaped with a slight round edge. I planned to do that with all the snow that I could muster in the yard until I had an igloo. Until I realized that just getting one of those blocks meant that I tore the snow away so much you could see the grass. And that's a conflict of interest. Grass shall not be seen when there is snow around. So, had to stop that. Plus, I was, oh my goodness, I think I was 8. No, that would be first grade, 7.5. I was 7. Oh my goodness, I was just a few weeks past 7. At best, not even a few weeks. Nope. My birthday is February 10th. Went right back to school. It was 3 days afterwards. 3 days afterwards, before we had that epic snowfall. And yeah, that's one of those and sessions, and yet sessions, but I counted what I saw on PBS at the time. I looked at the igloo and I was like, okay, and I had to call that back in my memory, which was tough. But I was like, okay, I saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks on one side. It was 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 2, and then something smooth at the top. And I didn't know if it was snow or not. And I was like, that was made by grown adults. Those are big people. And then my dad came outside and I was like, wait a minute. Someone his size had to make those blocks. Well, that called a lot of quit for me because there's no way in the world I was going to make blocks that big with this little toy. And yes, I knew at that age, if I tried to make the blocks equivalent to make up one big block, I would never, ever get done. That's a lie. I didn't know. Just when you're a kid, you think it's going to be forever, right? So, hey, so what else here? Oh man, taking my sled and sliding down the street. And that was, it wasn't, if I could go back in time, I would be like, not in that angle, this angle. It wouldn't be much of a difference. I enjoyed that stuff. It was just straight up awesome. Now, okay, you can make the snowmen, snow angels. You can roll in the snow. You can fall flat back and it's all right. Keep your head up though. And if you do, make sure you keep your toboggan or whatnot. If you got a ski mask, better. The ski mask, roll that up tight until it's just over just at your eyebrows. So if you can't hold your head up by some happenstance and you bump the ground by mistake, you got cushion. There you go. Have I done it? Nope. But I did it with a toboggan with like 3 tiny little rolls. So I'm assuming a ski mask would be amazingly better. Not perfect, but amazingly much better than, just a little toboggan. And now here's the bad parts about snow. Let me get into it, okay? Because I don't want you to think that, okay. So the bad parts about snow, first is there, and it's beautiful. It's white, smooth surfaces. It just contours to the shape of your yard or whatever landscape you're seeing, and it's just peaceful, okay? I'm going to try to do a compliment sandwich here on snow. I'm going to try. But, okay, bad parts. Bad parts, when it starts to melt, is just gross. The ground becomes extra saturated. Let me try it again. The ground becomes extra saturated. It's slush. It's unyielding mud. And then when they do the cleanup around town, it's just ew. It's just ew. And that snow here has lasted until June. When they pile the snow up on the side of the road with all the dirt, that snow without shade lasted until June, and that snow was there since mid-March. That has happened within the past 5 years. Ugh. Okay, it's nasty. So for anyone out there that thinks snow is just great and there's never a problem with it, I'm gonna say this: when it melts and everything's piled up on the side of the road, how willing are you to go out there and play in it? Because that's nasty. You look at the road, the street, the yard, the driveway, ew, just ew. Okay, now cleaning it off the cars. Okay, fun. It's annoying, a little taxing, yes, but it's still fun. Taking your forearm and sweeping it across the car and knocking those big old sheets of snow off. Yes, that's fun. That's fun, especially if it's somebody unsuspecting. You just knock it all onto them. You see them fall out. Sidra. Solstice. They can't get me because I'm taller. Any case, now also what's fun? Yeah, snowball fights, throwing snowballs and stuff like that. Make sure there's no rocks in it. All right, make sure. And if you're gonna throw a snowball, don't compact it until it's a block of ice. Lessons learned. No, I didn't hit anybody with it. Just throwing it out the house, and my neighbor was like, "Hey, don't be doing that." And I'm like, "I'm throwing snow at the house." I'm going for impact, but it's a brick house. I can't throw snow at a brick house, let alone the one I'm living in. He's an elder, so I listened. Can't throw snow at a brick house. Didn't know bricks for that week. Any case, this was, oh my goodness, I was like 10, 11, something like that. The other thing about snow is calming. It's calming. Have you ever listened to it? When there's Snow on the ground. You got just enough. The grass don't have to be completely covered. No, just covered enough. And you have your door or your window open. There's no sound, or there's very little sound outside, and you just quiet, just listen. It almost sounds like little crystals popping all over the place. It's this. Now, if you're in a bad mood or depressed mood, it's gonna sound like death creeping up at you or something like that. Now, granted, is that completely bad? No, because you can, your imagination, you can write some amazing stories out of it. Just give it a try. But it's just so amazing to listen and hear, and it can soothe and calm you. I don't know if it'll put you to sleep. I've never gone to sleep thinking about it or listening to it, but just so amazingly calming, you know. And then you look out at snow, and yeah, you look out, and if you got to get wood or something like that, I get it. Yes, that's exhausting. You're tired. You gotta stomp through the snow. You gotta make sure you don't track it back into the house because snow is clingy. I get that. I get that. But the benefits of it is, and I'm gonna tell you, when I was a kid walking through the snow, I'm talking about getting so tired you just gotta stop and sit down or stoop. Actually, I just stooped. Jeans, snow, wet, drawers, wet, skin, drawers, jeans, wet, no. Okay. But my endurance kicked up, and that was welcome. So, you don't think snow is awesome? Think about what I had to say. If you think snow is awesome, awesome. But other than that, I understand. I understand. And driving in it, if you're not the driver, because you got to pay attention. If you're the passenger, just look at the headlights if you have to use them. If it's at night, and those roads aren't covered in snow, it's just clear, but the snow is just starting to fall. Just watch the snow at the headlights. If you're the driver, do not do it. I'm telling you, don't do it, because it's mesmerizing. It's almost hypnotic, and you just get lost in it. So, that said, this has been Cedric Kennedy for Comparative Reasoning. Thank you for listening.